In 1993, when I was a teenager, I wrote a fishing tips book. And I put a lot of good, interesting, and really weird tips into this book. Now, I am going to put some of these tips on video, such as what I'm doing right now. However, if you guys want me to sit down and read to you every single tip that I wrote in this book, hit that like button. If I get over 200 likes within the first week of this video being live, I will do that. I will sit down and I read some of these really weird tips that are in this book. Now, the first tip that I'm pulling from this book, I'm modifying just a little bit. It's a trout tip, and it says a feeding trout will often lie just ahead of a rock. And then in my picture, it shows a trout in front of the rock, the current going this way, and then I have an oar here behind the rock. This tip is practically useful for any fish, even catfish. It's called fishing a current break. And that's what I'm doing right now. There is a pillar from a new bridge going into the water, creating a current break, which should attract catfish. Now, I will be honest with you guys. I'm getting a fish already. Whoa. That was pretty quick. I just put these out. I got a little bit of current going on, so I don't know how big this guy is. He feels big, but he might be a small one. I think I just got a nibble on that right one. Yeah, this is a smaller one. This current makes it feel bigger. Not bad. Nice blue. Maybe I'll make this into a thumbnail. My fishing tips book helped me catch a fish. Okay. Good old Tennessee River blue here. Pretty fish. All right, gonna let him go. All right, as I was saying, to be honest with you guys, one of you actually told me on a live stream to fish the bridge. And it was a really good idea. I ended up catching a 20-pound blue at this bridge column. I had thought that this bridge column wasn't ripe enough to hold catfish because this is a brand new bridge. Relatively brand new. It's probably been here a year or two. And with its close proximity to the dam, there's probably not much caught under it to attract the fish. However, I was proved wrong, and it is a current break. Current breaks hold fish, or at least attract the fish to the area. I know I was fishing one time on the French Broad, and I wasn't recording at the time, but I was chasing that state record fish up there that I talked about in a giveaway video, and I ended up catching a big drum right behind a rock. I threw my worm at a rock in current, and as soon as it got to the back of the rock, boom, nice little drum. Now, obviously, not all rocks or current breaks hold fish, but they're always a good place to start to see if you can catch something. And I lost my little stopper on my float here. Well, I'll get this back out in the water and see if I can catch a couple more catfish today. And the bait for today, fresh skipjack. I think I will fix my line before I put it out, get this float off here. Or maybe I can put a peg on it. Well, I don't have any more of those floats, so I'm gonna have to just cut it off and retie it. Shouldn't be a problem. After all, this is a really long leader. I made my leaders long for dragging. so it can be shortened a little bit and work just fine. I will have to cut both sides of the swivel because I use polymer knots. So I have to put the polymer knot on this side first and then a polymer knot from the swivel to the main line. It's just the way a polymer knot works. I have a little abrasion on the line in a couple of spots. I probably should just replace this entire leader. I use the 80-pound leader line of whatever brand I can get. I cut about an arm's length worth of leader line. I did an easy snell because I want to do this really quick, and then a polymer knot, and then another polymer knot. You have to do it on this end first because when you do the loop on the polymer knot, you want to be able to put the hook through it. If you did it the opposite way, you'd have to put your rod and reel through the loop. Get my sinker slide on. I'm using Team Catfish sinker slides. Team Catfish bead. And polymer knot. And there you go, there's my rig. And that catfish was caught on a chunk piece, so I'm putting the chunk piece back out. Surprised nothing else bit while I was doing that. But hopefully another one will drop by. If not, I'll try moving spots. Oh, same rod. Man. Whoa. I actually think there's a rock or something out there that they're hanging on. It is actually shallower water on that side. When this drops, it doesn't take any time at all to get to the bottom. It's just like bloop, and it's there. Unlike these took a little bit to hit the bottom. Yeah. Guy might be a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Nice one. I think I'm going to need my net on this one. Man, he's still fighting. Net apart. There we go. Nice. It was barely hooked. That's a nice one. Man. Got belly on him from eating shad. Nice dark coloration. Really cool. Catching them in the shallow water tells me that they're probably in the more shallow water. Cool. Gonna let this guy go. He's probably, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds. I'm not going to weigh him. I'm just going to let him go. Weigh the big ones. Cool. Huh. Awesome. I'm going to put another piece out, and if I get another one over there, I'm going to move over there to the other column. Another little chunk piece. Doesn't take any time for that to hit the bottom. It's really shallow over there. Let's see if I can get another. I wonder if that's the lock horn or if that's because they're about to start spilling. I think a big boat is actually going through the lock. Well, I did say I was going to try the other column if I caught another fish over here, or at least try fishing the shallows. However, there's a big boat going through the lock. So instead of going over there, I'm going to go ahead and go downstream to where there's a couple of barges. Barges make good current breaks as well. And I've caught some good catfish off them in the past too. I just have to be careful for whatever's going through the lock. It might get close to that side of the river. And yes, it's a little bit windy today, so sorry about the audio, guys. But it's been a few minutes, so I'm going to pull these up and head to the barges. All right, I'm set up here in front of some barges. Not only can they be a current break, but they're also a good hiding place for the catfish to go during the day. It's definitely not a guarantee that I'll catch anything here, but I will give it a good 45 minutes to an hour, and then I might actually move to behind the barges. I know there's a third barge back there that is completely grounded, so it's like a giant rock on the side of the river, stopping the flow of water. But I do have high hopes that I might actually pull something out of here, so let's see what happens. Whoa, haha! I'm just throwing for skipjacks, just to do something while I am waiting on catfish to bite. I just got a double skipjack. One of them's pretty big. Whew. I won't break my line, and I don't have a skipjack thing. Doubled up on skipjacks. I really don't need any more bait, so I'm going to let these guys go. Tennessee tarpon, they're fun to catch on their own. Catfish candy. Well, I know their favorite foods in the area now. Now hopefully one of them will grab one of my baits. Come on. You gonna take it? Are you a flathead? Yep, swimming with it. Whoa. Something big just jumped out in the channel. Oh, he dropped it. Whatever that was, it was swimming with a bait. And a really long piece of bait. I'm going to refresh it. That looked like a flathead bite. Put a nice fresh piece out. Oh, getting a bite here. He's swimming with it too. He's still there. Nope. What is going on? It picked up the bait and moved it. It didn't get hooked. Big old head. This is my bling bling rig. Bunch of beads, a rattle, and a float. Since everything's biting on chunk pieces, I'm going to replace this with a chunk piece. I'm going to have a bunch of leftover heads in my cooler. Trying not to cross my lines. Maybe whatever that was will come back. Oh, oh. Ah. He dropped it. Here's the big boat that went through the lock. That's going to be some fun waves. Oh boy. Yeehaw. Life on the river. Well, it's starting to spit rain. So I started looking at that's an osprey. Started looking at the radar, and there's a lot of rain heading this way. Now, I would fish in the rain, however, I don't want to get my book wet because I want to do some more videos for you guys of the tips in my book. I did get a couple of nibbles, and you saw that earlier where it picked it up and like moved it, whatever was in the water. I would say as time goes on, this part of the river will just get better. Usually in May, below the dams, is a really good place to fish for catfish. Now, as always, I want to thank you guys for taking your time out of your day to watch my video. The birds are going crazy. There's actually an osprey attacking the geese. Things you see on the river. Anyway, thanks for watching my video, and I hope to see you guys next time.